This is a former capital city of Vietnam, and it's very, very ancient. So there are many, many buildings that are hundreds of years old. Yeah, this is my view that I've got to work with. I've got a view of the river. I can see all the way into the distance that way. See the boats on the other side over here. It's a lovely little spot for me to chill out. Now it's time to get coffee, something to eat. But first I'm going to have a little rest, just a little one. See you in a bit. Just taking a little walk to the shop, going to get a few supplies. I am feeling absolutely exhausted. And the cold has taken it out of me as well. I don't think I've ever felt it so cold. We're having some kind of cold snap here. Usually the average temperature in this part of Vietnam is 28, 30 degrees. But today we're on 20. Yeah, you heard that right, 20 degrees. I woke up this morning in Da Nang, 24 degrees. It went down to about 17 over the Hai Van Pass. And now I'm hovering around 20 degrees. Right. Aha, I see my shop. Right, goodbye. So it seems I've got my hotel right on the Pho Di Bar walking street. That's my hotel just there. Right behind it. I didn't realise that, so I'm right in the centre. I can see the lights all coming on at the bottom down there. So that'll be worth a walk later on, but I need to have a little rest and get a little bit of editing done. That looks very tempting for a walk. Let's have a look, see what I got from the shop then. We got some Skittles. Those are actually for emergencies. If I'm close to a hypo and my blood sugars are low, then I keep those just in case. So that's for emergencies, not for pleasure. Bottle of water. A can of beer to do a bit of editing with. Something for the morning, Delat chocolate milk. Again, something for the morning, help my tummy, some kombucha. And then an energy drink for when I leave, no sugar. So yep, that was my little snack raid. Well, not really snacks, they're drinks. Man, I feel so bloody tired. After the absolute freezing temperatures of yesterday, it's actually really nice today. It's still cloudy, but temperature's perfect for just walking around the streets, which I'm doing now, just looking at coffee shops, little places that I can go and have something to eat. So this is the main part of Hue, District 1 if you like. So they've got everything here, and you can just walk around the streets and you don't need to worry about getting a bike. I'm going to a restaurant called The Nook. Just around this corner somewhere. Well, not around this corner, about 5 more minutes. It's got a very different feel to it than Da Nang. Da Nang's a very modern city with skyscrapers. This is not. This is a very old city. This is like a little bit more like Hoi An. And here we are. And now you can see why it's called The Nook. It's hidden away at the back of a little alley. But when you get in there, it's lovely. Got a rooftop. Let's go and have a look. Hello. Just for one, yeah? That's it, thank you. Well, it's arrived. That's looking delicious. Looking forward to tucking in now. Now time to eat it. That is good, I don't like it. It's supposed to be a hash brown. That tastes like potato cake with flour in it. Shouldn't be eating that one. I'm going to eat the rest of this. I'll see you back at the room. Okay, hello everybody. So I just thought I'd give you a little update. So today I'm just taking it easy. I haven't been going any places. I went out earlier on to get something to eat, but I decided to stay an extra night in Hue so that I could just unwind a little bit. I just need to relax my body, get all my muscles ready. Because when I leave here, I'll be heading deep into the mountains. I'll be going onto the Ho Chi Minh Road, very, very adventurous, open road, lots of beautiful views, all that is to come. But it involves, I think, nearly 500 kilometres of riding over 2 days. So I've got a long ride from Hue to Khe Sanh, which will be tomorrow. One of the biggest mistakes I made on my last trip was not resting enough, not staying in one place for longer. So that knock-on effect was riding the motorbike with a really sore backside, and I mean sore. The motorbike, all the riding, scrapes off the skin. You don't realise you're bumbling away every day. You're riding, and bit by bit, over time, it scrapes away the skin and you can get very sore. So on this trip, I've been taking my time and it's working really well. So I'll prepare myself for a long journey by spending an extra night in a place. As where last time I would just keep soldiering on. And the result was that it took away some of the enjoyment, and riding wasn't the same when I started the trip as what it was when I finished it. I was very pleased to get off the bike. This time I'm enjoying my riding much more because of the breaks. So today's going to be an easy one. I'm going to stay in for the afternoon, and then this evening I'll go out a little bit for this evening, show you around a little bit. But I don't think I'll be getting in the mausoleums and the temples and all of the ancient things that Hue is really famous for. So this episode on Hue isn't going to be as detailed as I'd have liked it to have been. But I've got to have a rest. Okay, so I'll see you later on tonight. Well, I've spent most of the day in the hotel room. Now that the sun's starting to go down, I thought I'd come and take a walk and see what my surroundings are like. I haven't done a lot in Hue. I wasn't planning on being so tired and having so much work to do, catching up with editing. But I'm going to try and get a little bit of sightseeing in this evening and in the morning before I leave. The river looking nice and calm and peaceful. Very peaceful. There's a lot going on over on the other side as well. That's the Imperial City over there. So that's the very, very old part of Hue. I'm in the more modern part. Now I'm getting ready for the trip to Khe Sanh. So tomorrow, once I've got myself together, I want to see something on the way out of Hue, so we'll have a look, see what we can find, and then I'll head to Khe Sanh, which is on the western side of the middle of Vietnam. So it's right next to the border of Laos, and I will be going there so that I can get onto the Ho Chi Minh Road. So I'm really looking forward to that part of the journey. It's about 200 kilometers of mountain roads, carving through jungles and national parks. It's a stunning ride. Really looking forward to that one. But I've had to rest myself up a little bit more, get ready for it. So that's why I've had my day off today. We've got a nice Catinat there, nice coffee place. That's your up-end coffee. I think that's a bit out of my price range. Oh, that looks a nice hotel as well, the Millennium. That does look very nice. Yeah, as you can see, there's lots of choices for food. So there's restaurants everywhere, lots of choice. So if you really like food, you can't go wrong in Hue. Personally, I'm a very fussy eater, so I seek out certain foods. Okay, I'm just about to leave Hue, and I thought I'd stop by and get some footage of the Imperial City before I leave, because I haven't got a lot here. This is the entrance to the Imperial City. And just the other side of those walls, that's where the old city would have been, where all the kings of old Vietnam sat. But I'm going that way. You can't see because the trees are in the way, but there are mountains in the distance, and that's where I'll be going right now. I've just stopped so that I can show you something. From Hoi An all the way up here to past Hue, I see this in the countryside all the time. They're everywhere. Vast cemeteries, old cemeteries. So you've got new graves mixed with very old graves, but you can see how elaborate the designs are. Very, very traditional. It's very beautiful. Every place I drive through, there's just cemeteries everywhere, not connected, just individual cemeteries, just dotted everywhere. Another one over there. There's another one on the other side of the road over there, and they're everywhere. I mean, I've just drove past a huge one, almost like a city, and they are everywhere across the middle of Vietnam, and in the north I see some of them as well. We don't really get them in the south so much. And tomorrow I'll be driving along the top of them on the Ho Chi Minh Road, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a really good day's drive. This one's almost over, about another hour and a half to go, and then I'll be there. I'd let you see a little bit of where I am, because now as I get closer to Khe Sanh, you can see the mountains starting to appear now. So we've got mountains all around us, and on we go. Well, I've been going now for about 40 minutes, going up and up and up. And now the scenery is changing a lot. Mountains in every direction. It's just countryside. You can hear the birds, the forest. It's everywhere. And that old bridge, that's the old road. So that used to be the bridge for this road, but they've built a new one. And now that's just there for tourists to look at. Onward I go, another, oh, I don't know, 40 kilometers or so. But I'm rising up now into the mountains and it feels good. Temperature's getting nice, very comfortable. Beautiful river that I'm riding along at the moment. Okay, I made it to Khe Sanh. It was a nice day travelling, enjoyed the scenery, rising up into the mountains. I'm still not that high yet, about 400 metres above sea level. So Khe Sanh is cooler, better temperature, better climate. So yeah, it's very comfortable. There's not a lot to see here. It's a very small country town, if you like, but it is famous for something. So, well, I should say infamous, because of a battle. So the American-Vietnam War, there was a very decisive battle that took place here. I think about 2,500 Vietnamese died and about 250 American soldiers, but it was actually a Vietnamese victory. So they drove the Americans back further south, and this was a prelude to the Tet Offensive. I think it was about a year later, or maybe less than a year, but yeah, so it's all part of a bigger plan. So it's very, very well known. I'll be visiting the museum to see some American military equipment that was abandoned. I'm also going to visit a monument on my way out of Khe Sanh tomorrow, and then it'll be travelling through the mountains and the jungle. It'll be a really interesting day. So stay with us, and then tomorrow I will be taking you through the jungle. Already topped up my fuel, so I've got a full tank of petrol ready to go tomorrow. Last year I didn't do that and I had to refill halfway through, and it was a nightmare trying to locate a petrol station, and once I had located it, it was closed. So the guy that ran it, he shuts it down to go and have a sleep at lunchtime. So yeah, that was a scary moment, but I had a few of those last year. Hopefully there'll be less of them this time. Anyway, stay tuned. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I'm super excited. I'm just onto the Ho Chi Minh Road now. So this will be my first taste of it on this trip. Very excited. I'm just about to go to the museum, the War Museum. So we're going to have a look around there. But I'm on the Ho Chi Minh Road. It doesn't look a lot now, so I'll show you. It just looks like any bang average normal road. But believe me, this road turns into one of the most breathtaking bike journeys in the world. It's one of the best bike rides in the world, in my opinion. And this is definitely my number one in all of the places that I've ever been to. So, well worth the trip, well worth it. See you in a bit. Well, I'm here, and wow, look at where this museum is situated. I think it's coffee plants all around me. I think it's coffee, I'm not sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But look at this. That's the museum just over those trees there. So this is the battlefield. This is where they fought. The Americans and the Viet Cong. So a massive battle raged on for 6 months, and this is where it all happened. Lovely shrine in beautiful ground. Here you've got the remnant of a barrack, is it? They look like they were dug in there. So that would have been an actual part of the battle. And over here You got the missiles and bombs that were left behind by the Americans. The Americans withdrew after 6 months. They claimed victory because they said that they didn't need this spot anymore, but that wasn't true. They lost. They got driven out. The Vietnamese lost more casualties, more soldiers were killed, but they took the area. And then later there was the Tet Offensive, and the rest is history, as they say. America lost, Vietnam was reunified, and not everybody lived happily ever after, because there were lots of American sympathisers in the south. But it's a beautiful place, and it makes you imagine what it would have been like. Horrible experience. The idea of being trapped in something like this is absolutely terrifying. Imagine yourself trapped in here, people that want to kill you all around you. Oh wow. And this being your home for 6 months. I mean, this is where the Americans were trying to make a stand. There weren't that many. They were heavily outnumbered by the Vietnamese. The Vietnamese had been planning this for a long time. But I can't imagine living in somewhere like this. Look at all the geckos up here. Hello, gecko. He's a different kind of gecko. I haven't seen that one before. Different patterns to the ones I've seen. But let's go back outside. Look at that bright light. And let's have a look around some more. To be honest, it's a little bit of a strange feeling. Oh, little animal. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange feeling because here it feels so peaceful. So peaceful, so relaxing. It's hard to imagine that something so bad happened here. And you got the mountains all around. I mean, I'm on the Ho Chi Minh Road now. So to the north of me, the Viet were reinforcing this battle. So they were sending troops down the Ho Chi Minh Road that I will be going up. And from the south, they were bringing up reinforcements from the Americans. So this was the meeting point, and there was a massive battle, 6 months. The Vietnamese completely had the Americans pinned down, but eventually the Americans managed to get out, so they abandoned the post, got all the soldiers out, well, as many as they could, and the fighting still carried on for another week after that, after they had already withdrawn, and eventually they got all of their soldiers out. But it would have been a horrible experience. I've never been in a situation like that. I've never been in the army. I don't like the idea of having to kill somebody or worry that I'm going to be killed. So it's a little bit of a sobering thought. So lots of young men, like in their 20s, even younger, all fighting for something that now when we look back on it, it should never have happened in the first place. But it's a very somber place, but at the same time so peaceful and relaxing. Let's have a look around a bit more. It's still so hard to imagine what happened here. So walking around, it's just so peaceful, so relaxing and peaceful. And then you think about what happened here and it kind of makes you feel a little bit sad. Breathtaking view all over. I mean, how did they get over those mountains? I mean, the road that I'm going on was the main road into the battle zone, the Ho Chi Minh Trail, Ho Chi Minh Road. There were lots of them. Some of them spilled over into Laos, but the one that I'm going down was the one used. It's the West Ho Chi Minh Road. Just look at that backdrop. That is one beast of a tank. That would be scary. See the windmills in the background. That's where I'm going, that's the direction I'm going. So this is why the Ho Chi Minh Road was so important. Because of, well, not just because of this place, but partly because of this place. I imagine that back then it would have been more wooded as well. I mean, now I can see that it's opened up a little bit more. There's coffee plantations and other things growing here. But back then I can imagine that it had been more wooded, a lot more cover. So you can imagine that the Vietnamese tucked in little forests like this all around the base. So the Americans, they would have been finding it very difficult. I mean, they were vastly outnumbered. But I can't imagine that it was this open back then. I mean, the base itself is quite big. It goes down here. I can see a watchtower. I can see the refurbished barracks there. They don't look like they're the originals. I'm guessing that's a B-52. I'm not an airplane expert. But I can see another watchtower over there. So the base itself was quite big. So I'm in like a little bomb shelter just underneath the barracks. And I can see trenches outside. So these trenches, I can imagine this would have been terrifying. Trenches all around. From what I've read, the Americans dug in really well. And that's why it went on for 6 months. But it would have been horrible staying in a place like this. Horrible. These trenches just go on and on. Like a little maze. Let's go and see what it looks like from above. Like a maze. Just as I'm leaving, this pulled up, so I'm very pleased that I got here early, because I've had the luxury of walking around there and I only had one of the group of tourists to contend with, who were very noisy, but I could just walk to the other side and look at the bits that they weren't looking at. But now I'm on my way onto the Ho Chi Minh Road, and Phong Nha, here I come.